I'm continuing with my preparation for Into the Mire in the swamp in the world of Erendor. And our adventurers are getting pretty close to getting to the final dungeon where there's going to be some cultists taking over the mire. They want to summon an ancient evil, so I need more cultists. Wow, this purple is a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I'm just trying to get some colors on I'm just trying to get some colors on the miniatures. I have a bunch of other cultists already painted. These are Adervi Creations, Call of Cthulhu cultists, which I am using in my campaign. I was hoping this purple would be a little bit thicker. This is the Citadel contrast colors on a white primer. I have some dimpling on the back of this model, if you can see it. And I kind of want to say rush these guys. I had a problem with my printer. Had a couple failed prints. I reset it. I didn't want to throw these guys out. I figured these cultists would be good just to put on the board, even if they're not perfect. Just want to get some color on them. So when they're in the dungeon, I want to have a swarm of possible cultists coming out just to attack the characters. And maybe I'll have some skeletons also. But the goal is to have a whole section of the dungeon have the cultists attacking the characters. Now, the cultists aren't super high level. They're medium to small humanoid. A 12 armor class, 9 hit points. I feel like my characters in my game will be able to feel very heroic by cutting through these guys. 9 hit points should be enough to one-shot a cultist with a good hit. The fighter might have an extra attack. So if a fighter hits a cultist, armor class 12, 9 hit points, then he should be able to cut through 2 or 3 cultists around. Now it should make somebody feel really heroic. I'm also planning on having a cultist swarm the players, and they should be able to use opportunity attacks to get that free extra attack. And if they hit, they'll be cutting cultists down, and that might feel also very heroic. So again, I'm just being sloppy with this paint, trying to get just some purple color on these guys in order to have a lot of them. Cultists have 2d8 hit points, so they can have up to 16. But again, we're just going to stick with the base level of 9. Our characters are level 5. So they're going to be able to feel really heroic. But with action economy, if you throw 10 models at 5 players, um, those characters at 5th level should have about the same amount of actions, right? They'll have 5. They each have 1 action. Some of the warriors will have 2 actions. The war cleric will have a bonus action that can be an attack. Some people can cast area effect spells. So 10 cultists won't cut it. They're going to cut through the cultists pretty easy. But 20 or 30 cultists is going to be a challenge. Times that by 9 hit points, you're looking at 90 to 180 hit points. They have a melee attack, +3 to hit, 5-foot reach, 3 damage. It's just slashing, 1d4 +1 necrotic damage. Um, a higher level cultist, a cultist fanatic, would have 13 armor class, 44 hit points, and actually that's 8d8 +8. That's a lot more. So fanatic is a lot more powerful. They also gave him spell casting. The 2 big spells being command and hold person. So command would be drop your weapon, bow before me, which I think would be a good one. And that's just going to waste the character's actions. The cultist fanatic also has +4 hit, 5-foot reach. He does 6 points. That's 1d8 +2 slashing, +7 necrotic. That's 2d6. So a cultist fanatic hitting a player um, would really pump up that necrotic damage. So that's something you have to be aware of. That the necrotic damage is going to be doing more than the actual slashing damage. Now you also have cultist hierophant. So, I mean, you could play this guy as a Hierophant. That's going to be a cultist leader. And that's a 16 armor class, 144 hit points. That's a CR of 10. So, The CRs of a cultist are 1/8 for a base level cultist. So, 8 cultists, I don't know if you want to multiply it as one, right? The fanatic, throw a fanatic, and that's CR2. So a bunch of cultists and a few fanatics will be enough for a level 5 group. But if you put a Hierophant in there, a Hierophant is 16 armor class, 144 hit points. It has a multi attack. That's 3 attacks using a Pack Blade or a Radiant Blast, putting out a lot of damage. The Pack Blade is going to be +9 to hit. That's 12 points average slashing plus 18 radiant. The Radiant Ray is +9 hit, 120-foot range. And that's going to be putting out an average of 31 radiance. And then they can also cast Mage Armor, which will be included in armor class. Thaumaturgy, nothing there really. Jaril's Storm of Radiance, the level 7 version. And honestly, I don't even know what the Storm of Radiance is. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to see if I can make a swamp version up. So the question is, who should be the big bad monster at the end? Should it be the actual swamp creature that they're summoning? Should it be a Hierophant? And you see, I'm even painting the face here. I'm going to go back over that just with some flesh color. I just want to have everything covered um, on the model. When you play in tournaments for things like Games Workshop, Warhammer 40K, they always say 3 colors on the model. So for some reason, that always stuck in my mind. If you had 3 colors on the model, it's painted, plus the base. So if this whole guy's purple, and I did all his skin tones, and then I went back and did gold on if I did gold on the gems and the upside down cross and all the little highlights and a staff, that's 3 colors. I consider that model painted. I just want to have as many models as I can on the table. I want to say I have already printed and painted 10 to 15 cultists. This is another 5. I think I might try to video this tonight. I don't know if it'll be live, but I want to start doing, I don't know if they're going to be live plays so much as recorded plays. Listen to this. This is good. A buddy of mine has a giant printer. He printed a map of the dungeon. He printed a map of the dungeon that is 2 foot wide by 3 or 4 feet long in color. And I will be able to go to Michael's today and buy some black paper, and then it's going to be the fog of war. I'll be able to fog of war it up and have my adventures explore. Another interesting point when I was mapping out the dungeon was, wouldn't people hear fighting in the next room? So if you were 1 or 2 rooms away and somebody starts shooting and blasting, wouldn't people hear fighting? And the answer to that is not necessarily, because the dungeon description says it's made of stone walls and stone floor. Okay, so that's going to absorb a lot of sound. But here's the kicker. The doors are 6-inch thick stone. So in this dungeon where these cultists are, if they're fighting, we're going to have 6 inches of stone doors that are closed. And I think 6 inches of stone should stop a lot of sound. We might even throw in a troll companion. I'm just trying to have the stuff painted and ready. This is going to be like a swamp troll. I guess that head's pretty big, so that looks like a troll head, because let's compare model size here. Yeah. Can you imagine getting hit with that axe? Ugh. Oh, we have my Shrek troll also. Oh, actually not troll. Shrek ogre. No, that should be a fight. Maybe I'll do a battle royale. The ogre versus the troll. See who wins. We finished up yesterday our alligator crocodiles. So we did the mounts. 3 colors: green, blue, yellow eyes, beige mouths, and blue water. So I'm going to call those done. I got 6 of those guys. Working on a cultist today before my morning workout to try to keep myself in shape like the adventurers. Trying to think what else is in the dungeon. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I have rat swarms. So we have these nice rat swarms painted up. I like the fact that they are large bases, swarmed. We have it on Etsy shop a couple. Well, we will have on Etsy shop a couple swarms, but I'm still kind of dealing with them. They're glued together. I'm not sure how I feel about them. They are cool. We did a survey asking what are people's favorite swarms. I think, considering so many people play Ravenloft. Rats and bats are the most popular swarms, but then I had a huge vote for bug swarms. So I'm not sure how I feel about what swarms to use. I'm trying to get a hold of a swarm of claws for zombies called the crawling claws. All right, so we got some contrast paint on that. Let's move back to, now I don't remember which one I used. Did I use Space Wolf Gray or did I use Basilium Gray? I think it was Basilium. So let's see if I messed this up. I got a corner left because I didn't want to. Yep, that's the Basilium Gray. So I was getting all over my hands yesterday. That's why I'm wearing the gloves. So we just let that really seep in there. If it goes on top of a color that's already there, it's just going to darken it up. So what I'll do is I'll just drop some in the middle, in the cracks. Is this lit enough? Can anybody comment? Is this well lit enough? Can you see this? I'm using my phone and I don't know if there's enough light. I might have to make a create area where I just do my painting. I wasn't really planning on painting online, but lighting is decent. Thank you, Dead Professor. I appreciate you watching. You already know the inside scoop on most this. I might I don't know, for the YouTube algorithm, we're trying to grow our channel. We love Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to Gen Con this year again. Gonna do some D&D content, gonna play some games. And I don't know if I should just keep doing these lives. I feel like I got a couple subscribers yesterday, which was awesome from doing a live. So if I'm gonna paint anyway, and I'm gonna paint my sloppy style where I really don't need to focus as much because I have my phone in front of my face as I paint, and I guess I could just keep doing these lives if people enjoy them. And I'll try to talk about different monsters and stuff. So with cultists, what would a cultist agenda be? This is out of the monster manual. They might want to bring about the end of the dominant order in age or world. So that kind of jives in our campaign. They want to summon an ancient evil. They want to work for this evil, and that's something cultists might want to do. Cultists might want to burn away comfortable lies of reality, revealing forgotten and terrible truths. So if life is too comfortable, the cultists might want to get rid of that. Although I kind of think in the D&D fantasy world of Erendor and most of these fantasy worlds, that life is not too comfortable. And how about in our own reality and worlds? Earth, right now, 2025, is life easy and comfortable? So maybe that wouldn't be a good cultist agenda. Our real world agenda might be closer to the real world one. Bring about the end of the dominant order. So knocking down the dominant order. What else would a cultist want to do? Let's put a cultist out here instead of just a rat. He's our leader, right? What else would oh no? What else would a cultist want to do? Would a cultist want to expand their faith through mind control or supernatural coercion? Yeah, so they want to expand their faith. So in this case, it is the gods of the swamp, the dead gods of the swamp. They speak in the tongue of the Verd tongue, which is an ancient evil. So yeah, they definitely want to bring that about in our world. They don't want to make global changes like sinking the land or awakening volcanoes. I guess in my campaign, that's kind of true. They are in the swamp and they want to bring about the resurrection of the swamp god or goddess or monster. We don't even know what it is. And I think sometimes when I'm writing these stories, I don't even know what it is. I know I have to figure out what this ancient evil is within 3 weeks because we will play this week. We'll be away at Gen Con a week and then we'll come back. So if anybody has an idea for an ancient swamp evil, I'm all ears. Would it be a dragon? Would it be a titan under the ground? Would it be a mummy, an ancient lord? Um, would it be the fragment of a god's dream? I mean, this is just brainstorming here. We could kind of figure it out together. Also, so another cultist agenda, that was number 5, remake on a mass scale. Oh no, that was number 4. Number 5, remake life on a mass scale, altering other creatures' bodies and spiritual beings. So, hmm, we do have a lot of fungus in the swamp, and we have fungal zombies, which I don't have here. Would they want to bring about the fungus and the decay? I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I'll get some black on this guy's head. Let's go back to the purple, do a second wash, little shake. And lastly, number 6, they want to summon the deity or heralds, weapons or realm. Okay, so I think that without even rolling, that is my final goal for my guys. These guys want to summon an ancient deity, some sort of ancient swamp evil back into the world. So anybody painted with contrast paints, if you make a mess here, if you get some black on the head or you get your thumbprint on it, just hit it again one time. And then what you'll do is you'll take a solid color, you'll take a solid purple, and then you just do the edges and the highlights. And even the gold and stuff, you'll go right over. If you're a professional painter and you really know what you're doing, you paint the whole thing white, and you'll paint in a section of blocks, and you're not going to paint over um, a contrast paint, right? You're going to make sure you stay within the lines and paint all that. But for me, I am okay. Oh, so yesterday I asked the question is what is the little purple crown that appears next to your name when you comment? And that means you're a top fan. So the Dead Professor is a top fan. He's also my fellow Dark Alchemist checking in on me to see what I'm doing this morning before my morning workout. We're going to lift heavy today. We had some carbs, I hope. And I had some fat to slow it down today. And I guess my goal is just to paint a little bit each day. Well, what are some cult symbols? Cult symbols: an alchemic sign, an animal, a celestial body, the icon of the deity. What is my symbol of the bird tongue? Some sort of swamp symbol. I think I have it in my notebook. An element, an eye, a geometric shape would be another thing. Oh, thank you, Luna YT, to subscribing to my channel. We appreciate and love every subscriber. We're trying to grow to 1,000. We're trying to put out D&D content only. In the beginning, we kind of had a bunch of mixed gaming content, but now we're focusing on Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be going to Gen Con, bringing it at. Check out our other interviews with damsels and dames who have an all-female retreat getaway. We have the interview with the Weathered Dragon, who has expensive but awesome gaming tables. We also interviewed different dungeon masters with their play style. We did some live builds of our characters and builds of characters we think. And we also try to jump onto the Unearthed Arcana and see what the new characters are and do some of those builds. Hi, Luna YT. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the subscription. Everyone counts and everyone is special to us. Okay, so here's an example of something that's already painted. So I'm going to try to find, now I know this bone is going to be beat up here, unfortunately. It's just a mess in there, right, of used up color. So do not do this at home. This destroys the brushes, just smashing them. But I'm going to go to Michael's, stay with my daughter, and we're going to get some new brushes, mostly for me. So we have here the color of the contrast paint, but we can just go right over that, paint right over the contrast paint with the Morgist bone color. And I'm not winning any awards. This isn't golden demon painting, and there are many other painters who are much better than me, but this is good for the table. One color contrast. Hit it with some highlights to make it look like he has some warts and stuff. Paint the skull. Try to get as much as you can with one stroke. Between the fingers is hard, right? Look, a little piece of the finger there, and it matches. It's a little darker in here, but who cares? Maybe I'll try to hit it with a thinner brush, right? I'll just try to get between the fingers a little bit. Oh my God, my hands. Are my hands shaking, or is that the actual camera? Mostly hands. Push it in there. You know what? For union work, it's good enough. I have the bone available, so let's try to hit his teeth a little bit, just for some highlights. What color eyes would this guy have? So does evil mean red? I guess it does, right? If you're evil, you probably have red eyes. Most people might paint the actual whites and stuff. I'll give him some red. Now that's just a mess. Those red eyes, right? That's huge. But I'll put a black dot in there when they dry. And you know what? As you get older, your eyesight isn't that good anyway, and you'll be able to just look at it from 3 or 4 feet away and be like, "Wow, it's a good paint job," even though it's not. I don't know if I. So this is this Runefang steel, but there's actually an Iron Hands color. It is more. Oh, here it is. I don't know if I have any left. It's called Iron Hands Base. It's pretty thick. It's time to go paint shopping. These paints are beat up, beat up, and I'm totally destroying my brushes. Do not paint like me. I am a hot mess. I'm just trying to get these on the table. So again, we got some purple on here. We'll just go right over it, make it a nice solid color. I'll hit it with some Nun oil. Now, swamp trolls, I'm sure, regenerate. I wonder what else a swamp troll would have ability-wise. Um, Maybe some swamp movement. Maybe it seems like everybody I've come across poisons you or is immune to poison. So I think it's actually becoming quite annoying. I believe the dead professor once told me in a conversation that the poisoning was overpowered in D&D 2024, where everybody had immunity to it. Everybody had all these immunities, and you turn around to look at the monster manual, and all your special spells basically do nothing. So I don't think I would give immunity to poison to a swamp troll. I would give him. I feel like he could spread a disease or something. He's got like these pox marks on him. What kind of treasure he would have. So that's my swamp troll. Yeah, it was 2014, right, Professor? 2014. It was just off out of control with the it was out of control with the resistances. So 2024 is pretty good though. I could take a minute, guys, and we could maybe see at least count with me: A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V. I'm flipping through the monster manual here, seeing if there's a swamp troll or regular troll. Let's see what kind of trolls that we have here. Got slides. I got the spectator. I got the stone golem, the Taros, the tufts, the treants. Okay, troll. Okay, so the main monster manual only has troll and troll limb, so let's go over that real quick. Swamp plague turns into a swamp. Oh, I like that swamp plague. So I wonder how you could role play that without having characters so easily cured from disease or a restoration. Maybe it's a greater restoration. That's a pretty high level spell, and maybe they even start to regenerate a little bit. Wow, I like that. Maybe that's something we could workshop and work on. So a regular troll, armor class 15, 94 hit points, speed of 30, initiative +1, strength 18 kind of stands out, constitution of 20 stands out, perception +5, dark vision, speaks giant, no resistances, lonesome limbs 4 times a day. If a troll ends any turn bloodied and took plus 15 plus slashing damage during that turn, one of the troll limbs is severed and falls to the ground and becomes a troll limb. Great. I need troll limb miniatures now. I do not have them. Let's go right to the troll limb. Up to 4 of them appear. 13 armor class, 14 hit points, movement of 20. They're going to crawl towards you. They regenerate 5 hit points a round. If it's not destroyed within 24 hours, it becomes a whole new troll on a roll of a 12. But during the combat, these limbs are going to run around, moving 20 feet, +6 to hit, doing 9 points of slashing damage. So they're going to grab you. Going back to the regular troll, regenerate 15 hit points at the start of its turn. So 94 hit points are regenerating 15 if it doesn't take fire damage or acid damage. That is more than I remember. I thought it was 10. The troll has 3 attacks, so action economy of 3, +7 to hit, 10-foot reach, 11 slashing. That's 2d6 +4. And it can also charge up to half its speed towards an enemy you can see as a bonus action. Wow, a free 15-foot move. I feel like I must put a troll in, a swamp troll. So Professor saying greater restoration or an adventure to gather special swamp herbs to cure it. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, uh, I think at our level, we don't have access to greater restoration. The swamp is a lonesome place, and people won't be able to get to greater restorations at their level yet. So I think that some sort of timer countdown and getting the swamp herbs would be pretty cool. That might be a good way to end the current adventure. Just somebody gets infected by the swamp troll. So I'm gonna pull this my camera off here. Bear with me 1 second. So we have our cultist right now done, working on. We have our swamp troll. We have our rat swarm. We have Shrek. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. And here's the alligators. Yesterday I said I was going to paint numbers on the bottom. I think I'm just going to leave them as is. And then if they come across that, maybe I'll roll a d6 to see what happens. Or they become markers for bad stuff that's in the swamp. So it might not even be, roll a d6 and see if that's an alligator or crocodile. It might be roll a d6 and see what's there and have a separate chart. You tried to play it once but can't get played good yet. Okay, Luna. I know it's hard. The hardest part sometimes is finding a group to play with. There is online called Start Play where you can jump into an online D&D group. We are fortunate enough to play in person with a group of friends that we've known for many, many years. So I hope you have a chance to play some more D&D. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this Tuesday morning. I think that's enough painting for today. Now I have to go to my workout so I can be strong like a hero myself. And then I have to come home and prep more D&D for tonight. I have a few charts to print out. I got to get some paper, double check my maps, and take some time as a dungeon master really to prep so my adventurers have a great time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.